Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video and share it so more people can join the conversation. Today we turn our attention to an issue that has been making waves in South Africa's political and economic landscape, a hard-hitting reflection captured by journalist Michael Avery, who boldly declares that South Africa is paying the price for what he calls President Cyril Ramaphosa's wasted years. This phrase has struck a nerve because it speaks to the growing frustration of a nation that once placed so much hope in Ramaphosa's leadership, only to find itself sinking deeper into crisis after crisis. When Ramaphosa took over from Jacob Zuma in 2018, there was an almost messianic expectation that he would clean up corruption, fix Eskom, stabilize the economy, and restore South Africa's global reputation. He was branded as the man of renewal, the leader who would rescue the ANC from itself and the country from the abyss. For a while, there was even something called Ramaphoria, a wave of optimism that swept through markets, investors, and ordinary citizens. But 7 years later, many South Africans are asking, where did all that hope go? Michael Avery's assessment is blunt: South Africa has wasted years under Ramaphosa's watch. And when you look around, the evidence stares you in the face. Load shedding has not only continued but worsened to unprecedented levels, crippling businesses and destroying livelihoods. Unemployment remains at record highs, particularly among the youth, where more than half are jobless. Service delivery failures have reached a boiling point, with communities across the country rising in protest as water, sanitation, housing, and healthcare remain out of reach for millions. Corruption scandals have not disappeared either. Instead, they have multiplied within the state-owned enterprises and government departments that Ramaphosa promised to clean up. It is in this context that Avery's words hit hard. South Africa is indeed paying the price. Each blackout, each job lost, each investor that turns away from the country is a reminder that the years of delay, indecision, and half measures under Ramaphosa have cost the nation dearly. Unlike Zuma's era, which was marked by open looting and brazen state capture, Ramaphosa's leadership has been characterized by paralysis, too much consultation, too many commissions, too little decisive action. South Africans often joke that the president is more comfortable setting up a panel to investigate problems than actually solving them. What makes this critique even more painful is that the country had a window of opportunity. After Zuma's chaotic presidency, there was an opening for Ramaphosa to reset the trajectory. Investors were willing to give him a chance, the public was hungry for reform, and the ANC had a chance to redeem itself. Instead, the window closed as the years rolled by without meaningful progress. The fight against corruption stalled, with few high-profile convictions. Eskom and Transnet, instead of recovering, became bigger burdens. And the ANC, instead of reforming, continued to tear itself apart in factional battles that Ramaphosa failed to contain. South Africans now live with the consequences. Businesses are shutting down or relocating because of unreliable electricity and crumbling infrastructure. Skilled workers are leaving the country in droves, creating a brain drain that will haunt the economy for decades. Ordinary people are surviving day by day in an economy that is stagnant, with inequality widening and crime worsening. And perhaps the biggest cost of all is the loss of hope. People no longer believe their leaders can turn things around. That sense of despair is dangerous, because when citizens give up on their country, the fabric of society itself begins to unravel. Michael Avery's commentary is not just a critique of Ramaphosa the man, but of the system that allowed this drift to happen. The ANC, as the ruling party, has become consumed by internal battles, obsessed with power struggles instead of governance. Ramaphosa, rather than asserting strong leadership, has often chosen compromise, seeking to keep the party together rather than making tough choices for the country. In the end, this caution has come at a heavy cost. A nation cannot wait forever for its leader to act. Some may argue that Ramaphosa has had to deal with extraordinary challenges: the COVID-19 pandemic, the July 2021 unrest, global economic shocks, and the Russia-Ukraine war that drove up fuel and food prices. These are indeed real factors. But leadership is about rising to challenges, not hiding behind them. South Africans expected bold action to fix Eskom, decisive moves to tackle corruption, and real reforms to attract investment. Instead, they got promises, speeches, and endless delays. This wasted time has political consequences too. The ANC is weaker than it has ever been, dipping below 50% in national support for the first time since 1994. Ramaphosa's inability to deliver has opened the door for opposition forces like the DA, the EFF, and the MK party to gain ground. South Africa is now in the era of coalition politics, a direct result of the ANC's failures. Whether this will lead to a stronger democracy or more instability remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: the wasted years have shifted the political landscape permanently. For ordinary citizens, the phrase, "paying the price," is not abstract. It is felt every time the lights go out, every time water fails to run from the taps, every time a young graduate sends out CVs with no reply. It is felt when hospitals are understaffed, when crime goes unchecked, and when communities take to the streets in desperation. It is in these lived realities that Michael Avery's warning rings true: the wasted years are not just about politics, they are about people's lives. Looking ahead, the question is whether South Africa can recover. Ramaphosa's presidency may already be defined by missed opportunities, but the country cannot afford more of the same. It will take bold, fearless leadership to rebuild trust, revive the economy, and fix the institutions that have been hollowed out. It will require leaders who are willing to put the country before the party, something that has been sorely lacking. For now, the verdict is damning: the promise of renewal has faded, the wasted years have taken their toll, and South Africans are left to pick up the pieces. Michael Avery's commentary is a sobering reminder that leadership matters, and when leaders fail to act, nations pay the price. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree that Ramaphosa's presidency has been a wasted opportunity, or do you think he has been unfairly judged? Let's talk about it.